Hey guys, how you going? Hope you're all having a fantastic evening. Tonight I'm going to be doing a review. This is going to be an American science fiction film released in the year 1995, directed by Terry Gilliam, and this movie is called 12 Monkeys. And the story to 12 Monkeys is as follows. A lone time traveller from the year 2035 must solve a riddle that may save his people, but it may also take him to the brink of madness. After the world's population is devastated by a killer virus, survivors live in dank underground communities. Cole volunteers to travel into the past to obtain a pure virus sample, thereby helping scientists develop a cure. Along the way, he crosses paths with a beautiful psychiatrist and a one card short of a full deck mental patient. But the race is on, as Cole searches for the army of the 12 Monkeys, a radical group linked to the deadly disease. So the movie's set in 2035, it's a futuristic film, and the world has been decimated by a killer virus, and it's still airborne. So the 1% of the population that survived the outbreak have sought refuge in underground communities. Not the ideal place to live, but humanity has to live in here in order to survive. Now, they have dreams of living the way they used to in the outside world, but to do this, they have to have a cure for this disease. And they come up with a time travel scheme. Now, the time travel, they are going to send people back in time just before the outbreak occurred for these people to get a pure virus sample and then come back to the present day where scientists are going to do tests in order to come up with a cure and save humanity. So the main character, Cole, he is a prisoner serving a heavy prison sentence, and he's given an incentive to do the mission. Basically, if he goes back in time before the outbreak occurred, he gets the virus sample, comes back, and he's successful, he'll be pardoned, so he won't have to serve any more years in his prison sentence. So the incentive is too good to refuse. He goes back in time, but things are very complicated because he foolishly tells people about his mission, and people in the past are thinking that he's totally crazy, so he ends up being inside a mental institution. He's stuck, he doesn't know what to do, and this is where he meets Brad Pitt's character, Jeffrey. Jeffrey is completely insane. He's as insane as anybody else in the institution, but he's the only one that's going to listen to Cole. Cole's not really getting any comfort from this because it seems that Jeffrey's such a crackpot that he's going to believe anything. But then it later turns out that Jeffrey is connected with the virus outbreak, and he's going to play a very important part in order for Cole to accomplish his mission. And Cole also gets the attention of the 12 Monkeys, which is a radical group that also has links to the virus outbreak. So from what happens from that point on is a tale of one man on the brink of madness in order to save humankind. So that's all I'm going to go on with the synopsis. Hopefully I've done a good enough job to create an interesting premise. So if you want to know how it unfolds, please go out there and see this movie for yourself. Now, my thoughts on the movie. Every now and then some directors will come along and they will direct a movie and you can tell who it is without even really knowing, without anybody telling you who it is. And that to me is a sign of a great filmmaker. M. Night Shyamalan is another one of those sort of filmmakers where he has such a unique style, and just by watching the movie, you don't have to be told who's directing it, because just by how it's been shot, just by the camera angles, cinematography, all that kind of stuff, you know exactly who it is. And unique creativity is something that's lacking in filmmakers these days. Another director that comes to the mind is, of course, Terry Gilliam. Now, Terry Gilliam, I'm a big fan of. I love Tideland, which is a film that came much later. I like the Monty Python series that he directed, but no film comes close to this one. I was very regretful that I waited so long to see this. I only saw it a few days ago, which, I really thought that I missed out on a lot, because this one really is a masterpiece in the science fiction genre. Terry Gilliam has such a vivid and wonderful imagination, and he brings it across superbly in all of his films, and none better than 12 Monkeys. It's a futuristic film, it's a time travel movie, so if you like your movies that deal with time travel, you're going to enjoy this one. It's very unique, it separates itself from any other science fiction film. It has different genres put into it, so a lot of other genre fans are going to get something out of it, but it's just the weird and wonderful imagination of Terry Gilliam that makes the film so memorable. Larger than life characters, I don't feel that Bruce Willis and Brad Pitt have ever done a better performance than they do in this film. They played some people on the brink of insanity so well. Brad Pitt's character especially, I thought he stole the show in the film. Thought he played a madman superbly. I didn't know how well this guy could act. So, he's not just in there for his looks. And then Bruce Willis plays a very subdued role. He shows that once again he does have a lot of variety in his repertoire. So acting-wise, absolutely brilliant, and they shine because the director allows it to. The director's script is absolutely fantastic, very witty, and you really have to pay attention throughout the entire length in order to fully understand and appreciate the movie. It goes for 2 hours, but at no stage does it ever drag. I kept on thinking, I wish the time would go slower, because I was enjoying the movie that much that I just didn't want it to end. And when it finally comes to an end, it's very satisfying in the way it ties up all of its loose ends, and it makes you think. Typical Terry Gilliam fashion, he makes you think your own conclusions, which I can really appreciate in a filmmaker. So this soundtrack, once again, typical Terry Gilliam. It really reminded me of films by Jean-Pierre Jeunet. If you're familiar with films like Amélie, Delicatessen, all those kinds of movies, I think Terry Gilliam is the American version of Jean-Pierre Jeunet. I think he's right up there with him, which is a big statement, but I feel it's a statement that is justified, because Terry Gilliam is an absolutely wonderful director, and the creativity that he has, the imagination that he has, is so vivid. He projects a surreal, funny, and at the same time scary world. It's just done in very bright colours, and as I said, the characters are very, very weird. So overall, this is an extremely bizarre film, but if you like your movies that are different and that are going to test your capacity, then definitely give this one a shot, because this will go down as one of my favourite movies. I absolutely adored it, and I cannot recommend this film highly enough. I'm going to give it 4.5 out of 5. It is just shy of a 5 because of the fact I thought a lot of stuff was going on, and I feel that some parts were on the brink of collapsing, but fortunately it didn't. But for that reason, I'm going to give it half a star off being a perfect score, but 4.5 out of 5, definitely one to get, especially if you're a fan of fantasy slash science fiction slash thrillers. So yeah, 12 Monkeys, 4.5 out of 5. Alright guys, that's my review. Hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, take care of yourselves, keep watching movies, and I'll see you later.